Hello you guys, this is Are You Train Man 2, and today I'm doing a little project with these modern 50-foot high cube box cars. Yes, I said modern. I'm getting the modern itch again, and I really want to start my modern layout. But I've had these two cars sitting around for a while. These are LBF freight cars from Long's Hobbies. A lot of older modelers would know about that. They were from way back, quite a while ago, almost 20 years ago, in the mid-90s. These are nice cars. They have pretty good paint and stuff on them. Long's was a lot like the, what do you call them? Probably McKean models. And the, or not Long's, I'm sorry, LBF. These have the roofs that come off instead of the bottom. Pardon the diesel and its jake brake. So yeah, I bought these two cars a while back. They were already put together. This one is missing the end ladders. It looks kind of crappy. I gotta fix that up. So the end ladders are missing. I'm not gonna worry about the paint and all that because I'm gonna paint over these. Yep, I'm painting over these cars. I know, kind of sad that you know, I'm gonna be painting over these because they're such nice freight cars. But and also kind of rare. LBF cars are kind of hard to find. Both of these cars have all four of the stirrup steps on. This one does have the end ladders on. Yeah, nice looking cars. But I want them to look specific, and specifically I want them to have Montana Rail Link decals on them. I've taken photos of and videos of trains, obviously real trains, and in the mid-90s Montana Rail Link and Golden West Service and Western Pacific with the feather on it, you know, and Burlington Northern. Those were all really popular train cars to see, and you know, the red and silver war bonnets before they had the BNSF markings on them. So I'm gonna paint these for Rail Link for my modern layout. I have some pictures. I don't have them out here to show you, but that really doesn't matter yet because I can show them later. This is the color I'm going to use. This is from Ace Hardware. It is the premium line enamel of paint, and it is navy blue. I can't get super close to Montana Rail Link paint, seeing as how modeling paint is pretty hard to find, especially in specific colors like Rail Link blue, for me anyway. But I have this can of navy blue paint. I tested it out on an old I don't know what it was, Tyco, I think, caboose, and the color looked great, so that's what it's going to be. I know the cap looks pretty dark, but it'll look good. I also have, you know, the decals and the cars, but the pictures that I have of these 50-foot high cube exterior post double plug door boxcars. Shows some major wear and tear and weathering on them, rust, you know, that sort of thing. And that's what I like to model, especially in the modern era. Seeing as how I have so many freight cars that are older and rusty and nasty, I'm gonna have to pick up on buying 60-foot high cube box cars that are clean. You know, to have a variant of a train put together. I have enough freight cars to make several trains, but they all seem to be pretty much the same. Cars from the 60s, well, not 60s, but 70s and 80s that have been rebuilt over time and that are super weathered. So I'll need some cleaner cars. I have a couple of TTX or T-Box high cubes that are real nice. So I have this old window here. I have a bunch of these. The pieces look pretty thin to be able to make a homemade ladder out of. I'm just going to go ahead and try it real quick and see if it looks okay. If it does, I'll dig a couple more of these windows out and make a few end ladders for the Rio Grande boxcar here. And those will be my end ladders for the car, and then I can go ahead and put primer on the cars and get the blue paint on them, at least. And I'll probably do the decaling on another video. I'm not real great at doing decals on freight cars, but it's a little tall. But I do like it. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. I need 3 more of these cut out with 3 squares in them. They're not super thick, so you know, it's still going to be okay. So I'll go ahead and cut 3 more of these out and then get them on the ends of the boxcar. And also, when somebody put this together, I don't know if you can see this piece here is not straight. You can see how it kind of is on an angle. I'll need to take this off and clean out underneath here whatever is underneath there holding this up, because it won't go down. I need to take this off and clean out the underside and find out what's under there. The UP car seems to be good. This side's laying flat and this side's laying flat. And like I said, all 4 stirrup steps are on here, so that's good. That's at least that's a start right there. This one has the 4 ladders and the brake wheel, so I don't have to worry about that. The only difference is this one is the flat top was, this one is the peak top. But they're basically the same car. So when we come back, I'll have 3 more of these cut out, and I'll start gluing them on there. Okay, so I've cut out the ladders. I've got all 4 of them right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put those on, but I also tried to take off the end piece that was crooked on the one side and it broke in half. That's not a big deal because this piece can be glued, but what you can see is somebody used a epoxy type of glue and it actually ate the plastic a little bit and made a nasty little hashed up area. It's not a big deal. Nothing that the Dremel can't handle. What I'll do is I'll take my Dremel tool and use a probably like a little grinding wheel, such as this one here, except I'll put a way softer grinder on it. There's different sizes and shapes that you can use just to get into this area and clean off that surface. So yeah, that's not a big deal. So just hang on a minute and I'll clean it off and put the ladders on, and you can see how it looks from there. Okay, so I got the end ladders on. They're not exactly ideal. The end walkway platform down there stretches the whole width of the car. It's not supposed to be that way, actually. But when I tried to take it off, it started ripping and tearing apart other things. I just couldn't get it apart. So I just went ahead and put the ladders on there at a distance with another car here. You know, it's not really going to make that big of a deal. I'll detail it as much as I can and you know, paint it really well, and hopefully that'll mask most of that problem. That's the only problem with getting cars used from someone else, is that they don't exactly follow the instructions sometimes, and sometimes, well, I've gotten a lot of models that had globs of glue that was enough to put an entire car apart or together on one little piece. But anyway, I cleaned off the little area there where the truck mount goes on. I also sanded off the bottom of the truck mount pad that I broke off. This can glue right back on. I've already fitted it. It actually sits flat now. Yay! So I'll glue that back on, and then I'll go over the primer before I start to prime these. So stay tuned. Alright, you guys, here we are out on my railroad table. The cars are ready to be painted. I went ahead and masked off the white section that says no, or access height car, and no running boards or roof walks, or whatever it means, or whatever it says, I mean, because you know, those are kind of hard to duplicate, and why waste it if they're already there. So yeah, there's the cars, they're ready to go. Here's the caboose I tested the paint on. It's really shiny. I'll definitely dull it down. As you can see, the decals kind of bled through, so I will be using a primer. This is a Home Shades interior exterior light gray primer. I also have my blue, navy blue paint, and when we come back you'll see the primer, and by magic of the camera you'll also see it blue. Stay tuned. Okay, YouTube, so pardon the noise in the background. That's my swamp cooler. I'm in the house now on the computer, and the more and more pictures of the RailLink boxcars that I found, more often than not they have like a dark greenish gray showing through the paint, more like a British Columbia Railway color lightly sprayed over the top. So I guess this shoots my idea down about the dark blue. I do, however, have an idea. Like on this car here, you can see closely that some of the blue is showing through, but I will probably use a lighter blue. I gotta check and see what I have, and see what I can go get. Also, this tag here, you can see that it has the light blue paint around it. I've noticed that it has this extra piece up here when it has this patch on, like a more like a W. Some of the cars that don't have that patch, like this one, do not have the W piece on it, so I'm not sure exactly what that extra piece is. Maybe a subsidiary railroad that's renting the car or bought the car, or what. But the reporting marks are still MRL, so I don't know. Maybe there's someone out there that can tell me. But yeah, these are the cars that I remember seeing, you know, when I was rail fanning in the mid-90s. Also, these cars are different than the one I have. These ones have the square tubes on the end. Mine don't have that. I think these are Gunderson paper service high cube box cars. Mine are just 50-foot exterior post high cube box cars, but nonetheless, they'll still look good on the railroad. I'll eventually get some correct cars with the correct ends and paint a couple more. But I like this one. That's pretty neat looking. And I like that one a lot. It has a lot of character. I can hand paint the graffiti on there. Oops. But yeah, there's quite a few to choose from. These are just the ones I found real quick and downloaded off of railroadarchives.net. I do not own the rights to these photos. This one is owned by Keith Wilson. It's a copyright image, so he gets the credit for that, not me. But yeah, Keith Wilson is one of the contributing photographers, and he takes some great photos. So if you're looking for rail cars to you know, to take inspiration off of and try to you know, make one of these like your own, yeah, railroadarchives.net is a good place to start. Back to the shop. Okay, as you can see, I found a brighter, lighter blue as compared to the dark blue there. I think the lighter blue would be easier to paint over and weather over with the Pullman green or BC Rail green. You know, just like a light dusting of it. This blue would probably be a little better for that. I'm going to go match it up, but if it's not the same, I'll have to get some more paint, because this is the only other rattle can of paint that I have. Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Brilliant Blue. I don't know, it still looks a little off to me. Mainly because you can't see the Pullman green lightly sprayed over it yet. That will be the telltale sign. But I do have the cars in primer, and they're ready for their blue paint. So I got to get cracking on what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to save that for another video, because this one's getting pretty long probably. So we'll see you in part 2.